and I don't see nothing but bums. You and your whole entire world know that I am the one. You and your squad ain't got nothing for me. Your organization is looking stressed, and now that you haters is running from me, I know that you see that I'm highly blessed.
Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Yeah, we live with your boy Coach G. Yeah, we live with your boy Monty.
You and your squad ain't got nothing for me. Your organization is looking stressed, and now that you haters is running from me, I know that you see that I'm highly blessed.
Episode 49, baby. Ain't God good? Welcome into another episode of The Rewind, brought to you by Global Sports Entertainment 3. I'm the captain and probably one of the happiest Patriots fans on the face of the earth, Monty Moss. My co-host and Chicago Bears faithful, Bryant Garvin, will join me momentarily. But all grace to the good Lord. Always good to have another opportunity to come back and do this thing week in and week out. We're on episode 49. And if you didn't know, episode 49, flashback, the New England Patriots played the Seattle Seahawks in Super Bowl 49. So it's funny how the universe works to align this thing as is 1 week before the Super Bowl Sunday, which would take place on February the 8th in San Francisco, California, where the 49ers play at Levi's Stadium. But it's going to be a good episode tonight, guys. Appreciate you guys, all your love and support. If you haven't, please like, subscribe to our YouTube channel at @TheRewind_GSC3, as well as follow us on all of our social media platforms at @TheRewind_GSC3, Spotify, Apple Podcasts for streaming there, Amazon Audio as well. And we need all the help we can get. I know YouTube is still a bumpy, rocky road trying to crack the algorithm and find our way through. But I believe 2026 is going to be the year of the breakthrough for this thing. And I believe that we will get to the mountaintop somehow, some way, in the great words of Jay-Z. So I got a few things I want to discuss before I bring Brian on, and some things that really piss me off. And, siblings, right? Siblings. I have older siblings, but, my relationships with those older siblings aren't intact, and that's a story for another day. But, I was blessed to be gracefully be blessed with a god sister, and you would think how I pour into her cup and uplift her and motivate her. Sometimes she has self-doubt. Sometimes she has confidence. Just trying to pour into people, pour into her, tell her she's great, she's worthy, you are enough, you are a black queen, all these different things, being a black engineer. And, you would think that those things would be reciprocated in return in regards to whatever makes me happy in my life, rather it's the Lakers or the Mets or Blackhawks or the Patriots or whatever. You would think that, she would do the same. But I go on Instagram after the AFC Championship game, and it's the first thing I see on my Instagram. And I'm not happy. I'm not happy. And this is exactly what I'm referring to when your only god sister puts something like this up on social media and says this. I feel some type of way. I'm upset. I mean, I'm only watching the Super Bowl to see the Patriots lose. I mean, well, I'll be damned. Kirby, public service announcement. You're not invited to the Super Bowl party. Stay your ass home. And if you try to come in, security won't let you in. I'll make sure of it. So this is the stuff that's got to stop. I mean, we are in a country where things are divided as is. ICE is taking over these cities like a third world country. Minnesota's off the hook. And then you would think that, with her and I having our bond, brother and sisterhood, that she would want to see me win, want to see me happy. But instead, this is probably her face right now. The rest of America is seeing the Patriots already back in the Super Bowl. But damn it, didn't I tell you guys this was going to happen? I told you. Yeah, I didn't want to believe me. I warned you. I damn sure did. So, hey, look, it's been 5 long years. Okay, it could have been worse. Could have been like Jets fans. Could have been like Dallas Cowboys fans. It could have been like the Buffalo Bills. I mean, they haven't been there since the 90s. I mean, Josh Allen had his opportunity this year with no Patrick Mahomes and no Lamar Jackson in the playoffs. Screwed that up. Went into Denver and screwed that whole thing up. And it could be like Bears fans. They haven't been there since the 80s. I mean, it could be like Dolphins fans. I can go on. I can go on and on. It could be worse. But it's been 5 long years, okay? And the Patriots are back in it. And I'm happy. And you would think my god sister Jayla, or we call her Kirby, would be happy, but and she's an Eagles fan, and I have nothing against Philly. 1-1 in the Super Bowl all time, nothing. I got a problem with that, Chris, and it's just not right. So that shit's got to stop. All right, if she don't want to see me happy, you got to exit my life, and that goes for everybody out there. If you don't want to see me happy and see the Patriots win on Super Bowl Sunday, exit my life now. The door is right there, and please don't return because Super Bowl Sunday is going to be exciting. More news to come with that following next week's Super Bowl edition, episode 50. 50. Wow, 50. And then, of course, Super Bowl next Sunday, February the 8th. So it'll be exciting. 2 weeks, I think. Yeah, 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks. 2 weeks from now, 14 days, 13 days, something like that. We'll get it right. But anyway, let's get our co-host in here. Chicago's finest, Chicago Bears, Temple alum. He's a 4-time state champion. He has over 400 career wins in his co-head coaching career. He's coached both football and basketball. And if you didn't know, folks, he's also inducted into the Newark Hall of Fame. And one more public service announcement. He is by far the biggest, the worst Patriots hater I have ever met because he's already rooting for us too. You know what he said, folks, before the episode? He said, tell him what you said, Brian. First off, hello.
Hello. I said, first of all, I love my child for her saying putting up that post. It's phenomenal.
That is
horrible.
horrible.
That's the only reason why I'm getting ready to watch Seattle kick their ass. That's what I'm going to do. But yet I sat there and said I would go to the store and buy a chihuahua to go in circles and take a shit on a Patriots jersey. That's how bad I can't stand that shit. For many reasons. If first is that dickhead in office. That's the first thing. He's a fucking dickhead. It's just what it is. Because he's going to stand up there with that red ugly ass tie and that blue ass suit that he wears every fucking day, and sit there and say that he's a Patriot guy. I'm a Patriot. My words to the fuck off. It's just what it is. Just what it is. That's why I would take a shit on that fucking jersey. I can't stand the Patriots. I can't stand them. Go Seattle. And I hate Seattle because it's a doom and gloom. And every time I think about the state or that team, I want to go to sleep. It's like doom and gloom in that city of Seattle. I'm like, I just want to take a nap. It's always fucking raining there. And then when I played over there, I just want to go to sleep. They just lull people to fucking sleep. However, their ass is going to be awake with some smelling salt because they're going to kick Patriots' ass in 2 weeks. That's just all I want to say for right now. I hate them fucking Patriots. I hated them in '85, and I hate them every time the Bears played them. Forever. They got the ugliest fucking uniform ever created to mankind. It's the ugliest little thing I ever seen. Even the throwbacks are just hideous. It's just what it is.
Anyway, folks, I also want to give a special shout out to our guy behind the scenes who does great work for us as our graphic designer and does a lot of multiple other works for the Rewind and the brand. Pat, who came through in a time of need, I should say. Prior to tonight's episode, we had a little bit of technical difficulties with our layout because it's the first time that we've had 3 guests on at one time, so 5 in total. And we didn't have that in our archives or in our laboratory. So I reached out to Pat probably 30 to 40 minutes before tip-off tonight and see if he was able to get it done. If not, we're going to pivot to next week anyway. No worries. Not that we were going to have 3 guests next week anyway, but hell, you may never know. But he was able to do it. So I thank you, Pat. Appreciate all your hard work you do for the brand and for the Rewind podcast, man, because, I mean, God's grace, man. If I didn't have you on board, I don't know where we would be. So you are a part of this team, part of this family. And congratulations also to our guy, Pat, who just relocated from cold-ass Colorado to the good old sunny state of Arizona. And him and his wife and his beautiful children have relocated. So, Pat, man, barbecues at your place this summer, brother. Wheels up, because I've never been to Arizona, and I'm looking forward to that good old sunshine. I hope you got a pool in the backyard with some barbecue, some steak. So shout out to our guy, Pat. Just want to show him some love, Brian. But what's good, man? Episode 49, same number as Super Bowl 49. As I said before, when the Patriots and Seahawks met in 2015, we know who was the winner of that. But the power of the pivot, man. We're one episode away from episode 50, man. That's a little milestone. Little milestone.
I hope and I pray that
Thank you, Pat.
Marshawn Lynch, they just put a jersey on him when he get to the goal line and just let him score one touchdown while they're up by 4 touchdowns. I hope that happens. And
up by 4.
You heard what I said. Did I stutter? Did I stutter?
You take your medicine?
Did I stutter? I didn't stutter.
Okay, that sounds cute. I mean, I told you, I'm saving all my ammunition for next week, brother. No worries.
I didn't.
No worries.
I'm talking shit for 2 weeks straight.
Good.
It's just what it is.
As a Patriots hater, I expect you.
You had a cake walk to the Super Bowl.
Oh my
God! Cake walk.
Look, they don't stop. The critics don't stop.
Look. All of a sudden, Bo Nix just so happened to break his foot.
He broke his ankle against Buffalo in overtime. That ain't my
right.
What they got to do with the Patriots?
He just broke his foot, and then you had a quarterback back there that threw a pass like he had 2 baby nipples, and he threw it from his chest like this. He threw it like this, and it was a backwards. I'm like, dude, are you special ed?
Wait. You say cakewalk, Chris? Can we get the graphic of what the Patriots have done in the last month or so of football that Bryant probably hasn't woke up and seen yet? This is what New England has done, and we talk about cakewalk schedule. You see what it says. Patriots have beat the last 3 top 5 defenses in the league in 3 weeks. And guess where? Guess where? Look.
They have beaten the top.
You had LA.
You're not going to beat this one.
You had LA at number 4. You had Denver at number 3. Houston at number 2. And guess who's waiting for us in the Super Bowl? The number 1 defense. Let's get it on.
Absolutely. And I first of all,
let's get it on.
I had no high hopes for Houston defense, and I said that before. I was like, The Rams, the Bears should have beat them if they were freaking the damn field goal.
Mad over that? You still mad over that?
Fucking mad at that. Because I had to play your ass in Super Bowl, and you know we would have beat them, and we'd be right where we are. It's just bullshit. I want to play your ass so damn bad. You have no idea.
Wait. Sorry, answer me this. So if Chicago beats LA, you mean to tell me Chicago is going into Seattle and beating the number 1 defense, go to Super Bowl? Is that what you're telling me?
Listen to what I'm saying.
Answer the question.
After I saw how the Rams should have beaten them because they lost because of special teams. My man went up there and it was like he was on some stilts. Like I just couldn't believe what he was doing. And he fumbled the ball and he muffed it, and they scored a touchdown. He gave him a touchdown there. Just the same thing like you guys playing Denver. They just gave you a touchdown. So you can't make stupid mistakes like that, or else you will lose. It's just what it is. You will lose. They had a cakewalk.
That doesn't answer my question.
They slid it in. With the Bears, yes, we would have came in there and wound up winning that game.
All right, folks.
What I just saw, yes.
This episode has been brought to you by Global Sports Entertainment 3. If you haven't, there will be no guest tonight. The show has been over at the Bryant, what he just said. We'll see you guys next week for Super Bowl edition of episode 50 of the Rewind. Take care. Same time, same place. Next week, 9 p.m. Eastern time on Wednesday. Bye. Shame on you. We should go.
Seattle go kick your ass in 2 weeks, though. I tell you that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Hey. Let's get our guy in here because wait a minute. Let me just pivot because let me flash back. The hell with pivot. Let me go backwards, rewind. This gentleman that we're getting ready to bring on, I think it was sometime in the summer. No, it was early last year, probably around this time, January, February, March, April, because I remember it was still winter, cold. Well, at Railroad Cigars at the time, Me and his brother had some conversation. I know who he is. He knows who I am. You know, Brian, I'm also excited to say that he also was a part of my my fall ball coaching, being undefeated as a coach during fall ball. I'm proud of that. Okay, that takes skill, determination, and willpower to win. He officiated some of my my fall ball games. But anyway, I told him about he knew about it. We couldn't align it because I think at the time he was either still relocating or going back and forth between Jersey and Baltimore. I don't know the logistics. But fast forward, I saw his brother a few weeks ago at a cigar lounge, Codio Cigars down in Perth Amboy. Shout out to Mike and the fam, Jeff, Elsie and the crew, and Benny. And I said, hey, man, we got to figure something out, man. It's 2026, brother. He's like, hey, let's make it happen. Da-da-da-da-da. Boom. Power of God made it happen. Alignment. Don't force nothing in life, folks. Let things align when it's supposed to happen. When you force things, that's when things go wrong. Cough, cough. The Bears not kicking field goals, forcing it on fourth down. See? Perfect example.
I ain't got no control over that shit. I ain't got no control. But me, I'm sitting up there take the goddamn points. The motherfucker did it twice. I'm like,
Ben Johnson somewhere probably rubbing his head on that, but that's okay. This brother was born and raised in Paterson, New Jersey, graduated from Paterson Catholic in 1996. He finished his high school career as a top 70 player in the country. He attended Drexel University for 1 year before transferring to St. Peter's in Jersey City. He was a 3-year starter at St. Peter's. Made his pro dreams of making it to the NBA, but unfortunately was cut by the Dallas Mavericks in 2001. Played overseas for 2 seasons. Fast forward, he was Leona high school girls coach from 2016 and 2017, and he was the boys coach for none other than the Players Fam, the AAU program that Bryant knows very well, from 1996 to 2003. But we want to get our guy Rodney. Big Rod's in the house. Rodney, welcome into episode 49. Now, mind you saw what Bryant was saying tonight, all right? Just know he's on thin water as is. So welcome in, brother. Good to see you. How are you, man?
I'm great, man. Thanks for having me, man. Love what you guys are doing over here.
Hey, Rodney has had a lot of words from me over the years of coaching on my knee and me shouting at him, for at least 20-something years, and me just going off him with I call them the two Rodney twins. The other Rodney's the skinny one that I want to whoop his ass half the damn time from the shit he calls like he got on blindfold or something. But Rodney is my guy, even though I used to sit there and watch him doing the summer leagues, and I used to watch other coaches go off on him, and he used to turn around and give you that stare, and people just walk away. That used to have me dying laughing, but it's good to have you here, Rodney, man. I haven't seen you in a minute.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. I said I had a special guest for you. I had a surprise.
I know.
It's great to be.
Uh-oh. Well, he's back, so we're good. So let's get into it, folks, because we got a pretty good episode tonight. We got another special guest coming. I won't disclose who she is yet, but she's very talented. I'm not sure who she's going for in a Super Bowl, but if she picks the wrong team, it might be her last time appearing on the Rewind podcast. But we'll keep this thing going. We're down to 2. We started with 8. We're cut down to 6. It was then down to 4. Chicago didn't make it to the Final 4, and now we're down to 2. With the AFC and NFC Championship games both already finished and completed. Super Bowl is going to be February 8th. But let me just put this public service announcement out there to all the folks out there that have been criticizing Drake Man year 2. Patriots aren't this. Pat is scheduled that. Mike Vrabel would have buzzed. What is Robert Kraft doing? Firing Gerard Mayo after 1 year. Patriots have 3 consecutive 4-win seasons. Drake May, listen to me, Bryant. Drake May is heading to the Super Bowl before these great quarterbacks in the league. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert, Dak Prescott, Trevor Lawrence. Let's add Caleb Williams to that effect.
Caleb.
Because he sucks. That's why. Let that sink in. Let that sink. Look at the list. Josh Allen couldn't get it done with no Lamar, no Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. Lamar Jackson, they couldn't get right the moment the moment that defense ranked 24th in the league, the moment Derrick Henry was fumbling the ball multiple games in a row, Justin Herbert, who can't stop throwing interceptions in the postseason with Jim Harbaugh, but they did bring in Mike McDaniel as OC, so maybe that'll clean some things up before Dak Prescott. But we really don't have any high hopes or expectations for the Cowboys every year besides Dallas Cowboys fans, right? Of course not. And then, of course, Trevor Lawrence with the Jacksonville Jaguars, who had a really impressive year. Unfortunately, just couldn't get it done, couldn't get past Buffalo at home in a playoff game. But just want to shine the light on Drake May. And no, tonight's episode is not a Patriot episode. I just got to remind Bryant sometimes who he's talking to, because sometimes he thinks I'm some like rookie from out of like Bezweck somewhere in Germany coming in here like I don't know what I'm talking about. But we'll get started with the first game breakdown. It's the New England Patriots over the Denver Broncos 10-7. Coming into this game, New England was 0-4 in the playoffs against Denver, although Denver was out Bo Nix due to his season-ending injury with his ankle that he suffered against Buffalo in the overtime win. No Peyton Manning and shoulder pads, nor Shannon Sharp, no John Elway, no Mike Shanahan. So this was a different story for the Broncos without their starting quarterback. But the Drake May was handled in snowy conditions. Second half, it turned into a blizzard. Coming into this game, Patriots were 8-0 on the road. Perfect, by far, best record in the NFL, best record in NFL history for a team wins on the road. Following this win to improve to 9-0 on the road. And, Brian, do you know who the road team's going to be for Super Bowl? Don't worry. I'll save that for next week. No worries. But Patriots held Denver's defense to a total of 9 yards going into that fourth quarter. Second half was a completely different story for Jarrett Stidham and that Denver Broncos offense. The game-sealing run on Drake May on the boot rollout on 3rd and 5 that pretty much sealed a deal in the fourth. And our guy, Christian Gonzalez, DB1, intercepting Jarrett Stidham in the fourth quarter with 2 minutes and 11 seconds remaining in that game. But, Brian, I'll come to you first, man. Drake May shined in the snow where it matters most. Offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels, great play call. Everyone's expecting to run up the middle, boot rollout. Nobody's there following. Beat the linebacker to get to the first down to seal a deal. Patriots seal a deal. Patriots advance to the Super Bowl for the first time since 2018. Good to be back. But, Brian, give me your takeaway from the Patriots' 10-7 victory on the road in Denver.
Another coach that didn't take the points. It should have been 10-10 and that game going to overtime in the blizzard. If you take the points early. He tried to kick 2 field goals and missed in bad weather. That's the football game. There's nothing else to say about it. That the second half was so shitty that you couldn't do anything. Neither team. You couldn't do anything. So that's why you can't sit there and not take the points when you're supposed to. You got to take every point count. Take the freaking point. And they didn't do it. They deserve to lose that game for stupidity. Coaches' decision. That you do that stuff during the regular season, but in playoff time, no, man. You take. I don't care if it's a half of a goddamn point. You take that damn point. That's it.
Hey, Rodney, let me get your perspective on this because, Denver had an opportunity in that first half where that fourth down, don't know what was going through Sean Payton's mind at that particular point with trusting Jarrett Stidham that much to go for them fourth, but not being able to capitalize on 2 field goal opportunities. That's 6 points right there. That was down and drained. What was your takeaway from the Patriots win on the road in Denver?
I'm a lot like B, man. Like, listen, man, I don't care what sport you playing. When you have an opportunity to cash in on points, if you're really trying to win, you got to get those points. So when you add them not cashing in on the field goals, and then like you said, the poor play calls, they didn't want to win the game.
No. I mean, how could you try? I told Bryant this last week, Rodney. I said, listen, you're putting a guy into the game, the biggest game of his career. He hasn't played in 2 years. You either got it or you don't. Simple. I mean, when Denver scored to go up 7-0, I'm like, oh, man, this is going to be a fight. I mean, this guy, the adrenaline's high. He's got the crowd. The defense is pretty good. They were stopping New England on multiple possessions on 3 and out, 3rd down. I'm like, listen, this is going to be different. And then fast forward, I'm like, Sean Payton, like, what are you doing in that situation to go for it on 4th down? And then the play call was just horrible. And then you figure fourth quarter, Denver driving down the field. They're already in the red zone at this point. Field goal doesn't hurt. I mean, yeah, Adam Vinatieri is probably the only kicker that can kick in the snow. I'm just saying. But, the interception that he threw, I'm like, that was just like a gimme. I mean, that's backyard football. Like, he's throwing it at the Cortland Sutherland on the right side. I mean, I'm not sure about this. But, however, look, listen, no tarnish or hate to Denver. They had a really good year. I would have loved to have Bo Nix in this game just because I want to see the best against the best. I want to see two teams at full strength go at it. I hate to see, obviously, a starting quarterback of Bo Nix go down. And it's hard for Sean Payton to implement some new play calls. Of course, they have Bo Nix for the entire year, but when you got a quarterback who hasn't played in 2 years, the odds of you winning a football game is very slim to none, unless you have Seattle's defense, like Brian says. But it's pretty interesting. If you didn't know, fellas, Mike Vrabel is the first person in NFL history to take his team to the Super Bowl while already being a 3-time Super Bowl champion as a player for the same organization. Brian, if you didn't know, Mike Vrabel is a 3-time Super Bowl champion with who? The New England Patriots. And we get a blast from the past. We got Bill Belichick and Tom Brady in 2001. Fast forward, we got Mike Vrabel and Drake May in 2025, 2026. But Drake May just has to do one thing: finish the mission. Can't wait. It's going to be a good one, February 8th. And let's get to the game that Bryant really wants to talk about, and that's the Seattle Seahawks taking care of business at home. 31-27 was your final. Seahawks advancing to the Super Bowl for the first time since 2015, where they lost to New England Patriots in Arizona that year. Prior to that, 2014, Seattle was able to win at MetLife, beating the dog breaks off of Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos to win a Super Bowl. Russell Wilson, his first, along with Pete Carroll. But, Rodney, I'll start with you. This game here was pretty much explosive from both sides of the football. Both quarterbacks threw for over 300 yards. Kenneth Walker was able to be effective in the run game. JSN, nobody on Los Angeles could guard him. So give me your takeaway from Seattle's win at home. Brian, we'll go to you. Give me your takeaway from Seattle's impressive win, 31-27, to punch your ticket to the Super Bowl.
Well, with Seattle defensively, basically just they were playing phenomenal football at one point, and then they just basically kind of gave way and didn't really play solid, throughout the second, third, and fourth quarter. The first quarter they were phenomenal, but this game came down to missed opportunities in the special teams. It's just a special teams game. That one fumble for the Rams basically cost them the game. There's nothing else. They was going back and forth. They were scoring. He was scoring. Blah, blah. Both teams had great defensive plays. They made plays. They make big plays. They call phenomenal offenses on both sides. 3 phases of the game. They basically didn't catch the punt. You muff, you lose. Same things before. You muff, you do stupid stuff, you turn the ball over.
The one turnover they had, that was crucial.
That's it.
And Rams, they rarely, especially throughout the playoffs this year, they have rarely turned the football over at all.
Right.
And I look at it, Rodney, now turning to you. Both quarterbacks played extremely well, in my opinion. I mean, Matthew Stafford, 374 passing yards, 3 touchdowns. Sam Darnold, 346 passing yards. That's his first time having over a 300-yard game in 11 games for Seattle. That is very questionable. I'll get to that point later. 3 touchdowns. Kenneth Walker was effective in the run game. JSN, I mean, listen, when Seattle's on and popping with those 3 working together, combined together, I mean, he had, 10 receptions, 153 yards, 1 touchdown. LA couldn't figure him out. This is the 3rd time they met. We know that early in the year they met in overtime where Seattle pulled the victory by 1 point. But what impressed you most with the play of Sam Darnold and the Seattle Seahawks offense and defense that gives you the idea of they can possibly win a Super Bowl February 8th against the Patriots?
I'm going to be honest with you, man. A lot of guys on that team, they kind of rode off. You got Dalton, he was kind of rode off. Guys like Cooper Kupp, they kind of rode off. Even to an extent, somewhat Kareem. But these guys, they show up, they show out, they execute, and now they're playing for the big prize, man. That's what it comes down to, man.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see because, Brian, I think one of the things for me that stood out when I watched this game was just how poorly the Rams' execution was on third down. Only 1 of 8 on third down in the NFC Championship game, something that Sean McVay pretty much has a really good attention to detail in terms of converting on third down. But them not being a more aggressive on fourth down. Listen, it's the NFC Championship game. You have to put all your chips on the table because they were playing from behind the entire game. I mean, once Seattle jumped on them, it was pretty much playing catch-up all along. And listen, I really feel for Davante Adams. This is his 5th conference championship game where he's 1 game away from a Super Bowl. And listen, Davante Adams, an all-pro. Davante Adams, in my opinion, is a Hall of Famer with what he's done in his career, both in Green Bay, a semi-stint in New York. I know that's pretty much a blur for him. But then to fast forward to revamp his career with the Los Angeles Rams and Matthew Stafford, it's been truly special to watch. I mean, he was banged up most of the year, but came back, and importantly, in the playoffs. He stepped up this game here, finishing with 89 yards receiving, and he scored a touchdown against Seattle. But, if I'm the Rams, my biggest question mark is what is the status of Matthew Stafford in terms of coming back next year? We do know that he still can play, top 5 quarterback in the league, hands down. Sean McVay's offense is one of the best and hottest offenses in the league the entire year. You want Matthew Stafford back as your starting quarterback coming back no matter what. Convince the man, whatever it takes, because right now where the Rams are at offensively, you do know you have to pay Nakua this year. That brother deserves to get paid. I mean, listen, he finished with 165 yards receiving. Seattle defense couldn't stop him either. They couldn't figure out how to close him out. 1 touchdown. Sam Darnold's got to be the guy, but more importantly for the Seahawks, you got to pat yourselves on the back. They've been impressive all year, having the best defense, pretty much the entire second half of the season, especially going to the playoffs. But we knew that this Rams and Seahawks game was going to be a bloodbath. These two teams know each other very well. Both teams can score. But my question to both of you is, can Sam Darnold have a performance like he did in the NFC Championship game in the Super Bowl where all the bright lights are on you? Because if memory serves me correctly, I believe Sam Darnold, the last time he played the Patriots, he said something on the sidelines, he was seeing ghosts. And I'm going to tell you something right now. He going to see ghosts on Super Bowl Sunday. Guarantee that shit right there. So what would you – do you guys have the faith or the belief that Sam Darnold could have the same performance again in the NFC Championship again in the Super Bowl? Bryant, you first.
Of course, we already talked about that. I got them winning the game, period.
Of course
Of course, I have them winning the game, 3 to 4 touchdowns. But here's the one thing that is mine. It makes me scratch my head about Father Time. I sit there and I look at Cooper Kupp, and I'm like, it looked like he had a fresh battery, and someone took the fresh battery out and put a used one in there. Like, holy shit. Like, Father Time, man, the kid 2 or 3 years ago was like, now it looked like he can't even get off the line of scrimmage. He looks old as hell. Like, I'm like,
he's still a weapon. He's
still a weapon, but he's
still
not
a weapon.
Cooper Kupp.
Of course he's not Cooper Kupp when he's got Matthew Stafford as his quarterback. Of course not.
No. I'm not talking about Matthew Stafford. Has nothing to do with his capabilities of running. Dude, he's not the same person. And I'm saying that Father Time, man, as you age, you just get slow as hell. And I'm like, holy shit, he's slow. And he wasn't like that 2 or 3 years ago. Man, well, I'm just amazed by that. But he's still doing work. He's still in there. He's doing his thing. He's a nice, get in and get out receiver that can win you games. And that's why I believe in Sam Darnold, because he has some weapons around him, unlike he was when he with the Jets. The Jets, he had nothing.
Whoa. He had the same weapons, if not better, in Minnesota.
Yeah, but Minnesota.
No. He didn't have Seattle's defense in Minnesota, but he had a fucking fire offense.
Hold on. Minnesota. When has Minnesota ever won anything?
Shit, they won a playoff game in the last few years. That's something.
In my opinion, I don't think he's honestly ever played with a receiver like Jackson and Jibble Smith. That dude
Never.
right there.
So you putting JSN over Justin Jefferson?
Jefferson
You
is
better not. You better not. You better not.
Listen, at that point in his career, yes. Now has Justin shown up and shown out? Yes, but then look at
Without a
Justin last
quarterback.
year. Yeah, but look at Justin last year. Goose egg. He didn't show up anywhere.
nothing.
Look who's this
He
quarterback.
He didn't show
Oh
up
my
anywhere.
God, man.
He
Nothing.
didn't show up anywhere.
Look at this
Listen,
quarterback.
this is why I believe Seattle can win. There's no pressure on them. All of the pressure is on Mike Vrabel and them Patriots.
Shit.
All of the
Okay.
pressure is on Mike Vrabel
Okay.
and them Patriots.
Okay.
Seattle's not traveling far. They're going right down the road to San Francisco. Warm weather, number one defense, crazy offense.
Okay.
I believe they're gonna pull this one out.
I look. I'm saving my ammo for next week. That's all I'm saying. That is all. Because I'm gonna give you four next week. I'm giving you 3 to 4 reasons why New England will win Super Bowl Sunday. But that's okay. I'm not mad at it. On paper, I mean, look, even Vegas agrees. They got Seattle at 4.5-point favorite to start. So Vegas going to disrespect New England like that? 4.5 to start? Okay. No
I got
problem.
I give him 8.
No problem. Hey, look, it'll be
Yeah.
a good one. I just think that, I'm not discrediting Seattle. They're no slouch. They're no sleeper team. Kenneth Walker is a beast in the run game. The offensive line can move from left to right, north and west, south, and they can move. I like their scheme. They pull guards. I mean, Kenneth Walker's explosive. He can get between the tackles. He's really, really, really good going downhill. JSN in the passing game. But listen, New England's been here before, okay? Sam Darnold hasn't. We're good. And Mike McDonald hasn't either. So I think the coaches aspect of it, two defensive minds, Mike McDonald being a Michigan guy, Mike Vrabel being Ohio State guy. Of course, I got to go with the Patriots. Look, that's the only time you see me root for Ohio State, Mike Vrabel. But all in all, it'll be a great Super Bowl, man. I just think that I personally rooted for the Rams only because of what the momentum they had coming into the game after beating Chicago in -2 degrees, wherever it was. And I knew that the closing window for Matthew Stafford to get back to a Super Bowl is closing little by little. And I didn't think Sam Darnold would have the game he had. I mean, would you have told me last week, hey, you think Sam Darnold's going to throw for another 346 passing yards in the NFC Championship? I'd be like, hell no, absolutely not. Might throw an interception, but he was impressive. I mean, efficient too.
But he's been doing it since he stepped in as quarterback. He hasn't been disappointing. He's been delivering. And I just don't
Hiding them, Rodney. They've been
You-
hiding
you-
them. They've been
you
covering
never-
them. They've been covering
You
them.
never
coming.
hear me say
Coming.
anything bad about
coming.
Matthew Stafford. I never said anything
No.
bad about him. Nothing. Never.
MVP.
I'll take you back. I'll take you back to a classic Super Bowl with the Baltimore Ravens. You remember who was their quarterback when they won that one?
Trent
Their first
Dilfer.
Trent Dilfer.
Exactly, but they played behind the number one defense on the planet.
That
right?
is true.
Okay.
We ain't the Giants, though.
Okay, look at. Whoa, watch that. I'm a Giant fan. Look at Sam Darnold.
I see why you going to Seattle.
NFC till I die, baby.
I love that. I love it. So, Brian, I think one of the when I watched the tape of the Seahawks game, I think the turning factor, although LA had been trying to play catch up for all 4 quarters, that 4th down stop that Seattle was able to get with, I think, like 4:57, 4:58 left in the 4th quarter. I thought that was pretty much all she wrote. That once LA could convert that 4th down, I knew all the momentum was on within Seattle's favor. They got the 12 man behind them. So pretty nail in the coffin. We'll see, man. So, Rodney, let me get your early Super Bowl prediction and give me your score prediction.
My prediction, I'm definitely going Seattle. I'm going 24-17.
I'm writing this down for public record. Bryant, actually, say that for next week. Say that for next week. So it'll be interesting. But credit to Denver, credit to Seattle, credit to LA. Very good season, and I'm sure Sean McVay is somehow kicking his head because again, another opportunity in that game where LA could have took their points, and the game would have been a lot closer than what it was. And hell, LA maybe wins by 1. Who knows? But we'll see if Super Bowl Sunday will be interesting one to catch that February 8th on NBC. Chris Collinsworth and Mike Tirico will have the call. I look forward to it. Rodney's on public record going for the Seahawks. Bryant, I'm sure, will probably pick the Seahawks next week, 99-0. And we shall see. But let's get into it before we get our guests on. Let's talk about some head coaching hirings recently for around the National Football League, and that's Mike McCarthy being named the next head coach in his hometown, the Pittsburgh Steelers. And Bryant, my initial thoughts of this was pretty much I'm really not sure that this is the best way of the future for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I won't discredit Mike McCarthy because everywhere he's been, he has won. That is impressive in terms of his resume. But right now, in terms of the Steelers' landscape of their roster, they don't really have that many young pieces outside of Joey Porter Jr. TJ Watt, of course, is up there in age, but he's had some multiple injuries. But this tells me Aaron Rodgers, you're coming back for another year, right? Because if you don't, I don't have a quarterback that's going to throw DK Metcalf the ball. So, Rodney, I'll start with you as someone that loves the NFC and has seen the rise and the success, I should say, of the Pittsburgh Steelers. What was your initial reaction to the news of Mike McCarthy being named new head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Well, first of all, I was completely shocked that they got rid of Tomlin, man. Like in the history of the Pittsburgh Steelers, they only had 3 coaches. You know, Tomlin, who was it before him? Bowden. What was the guy before him?
Bill Cowher.
Yeah. So in the history of that organization, they've only had 3 head coaches. To get rid of Tomlin, regardless of what you say about his record, Mike Tomlin is a phenomenal coach. He has an unbelievable ability to get the best out of his players. I love Mike Tomlin. I love what he was doing in Pittsburgh. I actually think McCarthy got some really tough shoes to fill, man. I know he's been a head coach before, but I don't think that's going to be an easy job for him.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he would do in Pittsburgh, Bryant. I'm not sure what year 1 looks like, although the division is pretty much in shambles because Baltimore needs a new head coach and offensive coordinator. Cleveland just got their guy and Tom Munkin, former Ravens offensive coordinator. He's now in Cleveland. And then, flip side, you got Tennessee that's in there that also, they just got Robert Saleh. Who knows what they're going to look like with Brian Dable as offensive coordinator. But do you see Mike McCarthy year 1 with the Steelers being a success, or do you see it pretty much being a losing season for Steelers fans?
I see him eating another dozen of donuts. It looked like he gained freaking 20 pounds going into taking a damn job. All that extra gobble he got on his chin. I think he struggles his first year, and I think he's going to hear it from the crowd. That's my opinion. I think they're missing a lot of pieces there. That's an old team. The little older team in there, the receivers are just in a little bit of disarray. Let's see it depends on what you do in the offseason. You know what I mean? With drafts and trades and all this other stuff coming in. I think he'd be okay if they do that right, but if he doesn't, then I think he'll struggle a little bit. I don't see him coming out the gate right out the way. But it's remained to be seen. Do Aaron come back? I don't know. I can't answer that. Do they draft a quarterback? I would. If I was them, do I look for a running back? I would. Would I look for another good receiver? I would. Would I look for some defensive ends and defensive tackles? I would. They need a lot. They do. They need a whole lot. It's tough to. It's gonna be a tough road for them coming out the gate. But then, a year from now, if he's still doing his thing and then rocking with it and trim up about 20 or 30 pounds, I think he'd be all right.
So do you see Aaron Rodgers coming back this for upcoming season or to be determined?
It's to be determined, man. I don't know. I don't think he want to go out like that. I wouldn't stay because that's not the type of team to stay with. They're too old. I think he needs to go. I think they need to start fresh. They need to get some young blood up in there and go with it.
You know Mike McCarthy is going to do everything he can to get his boy under center, right? You know that.
I know he is. I know he is. They're familiar with each other, but I don't think that both of them really kind of see eye to eye. It was just rough.
They had a rough ending. They had a rough ending.
Yeah, they had a rough ending. So I don't see it, unless they patch some things up. But and if what better person to come back to because he knows the system. So. But it doesn't mean it's going to work.
And Aaron's been successful in that system.
Right, but it doesn't mean it's going to work. You got different receivers. You got different linemen. You don't have a running back. You don't have a deep. It's
Father time.
Right. Yeah.
Father time.
Another year, it's just not,
If I'm that organization as a building block, man, I think 7 wins is a successful season for them.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Especially knowing that Baltimore is pretty – I like to see Baltimore 2.0. I like to see what they're going to look like post John Harbaugh, and especially bringing a new offensive coordinator. I think that's going to be special. I think this is a crucial time for Ravens organization because they got to strike gold on both hires, the head coach and the offensive coordinator, because we know Todd Monken, former offensive coordinator for the Ravens, now the Cleveland Browns head coach. Him and Lamar had some issues offensively, system-wise, even though, they were one game short of getting to AFC Championship game in Buffalo to roll out where, Mark Andrews missed the pass. But that division is going to be pretty exciting to see. I mean, listen, I like Todd Monken as an offensive brain surgeon. He's done well in every stop he's been at, especially from Georgia to Baltimore. Pairing that with Shador, what does that look like? I'm not sure. I think Cleveland's got to do some things offensively to rebuild that structure too. But they have to give all the power and control to Shador to let him be loose and let him play freely. And it's going to be an interesting time in that AFC South division, man. AFC North, sorry, because that division is the division of the unknown. All new head coaches.
Yeah.
All new offensive coordinators. Shit, who knows what could happen? So we shall see, but congratulations. Kevin Stefanski, Rodney, I talked to Bryant about it last week when the news broke with him being named new head coach of the Atlanta Falcons. Give me your take on Kevin Stefanski being the new head coach, and how much success do you see Kevin bringing to the Atlanta Falcons organization?
I definitely think he could bring some success. He has some really good pieces down there with Bijan, Drake London. So he definitely has some pieces on the offensive side that he can build off of. I really just believe it's, how well they can execute. Can he bring them some success? Sure. How much? I really do. I think that's to be determined.
Yeah, to be determined. I don't disagree with that. Listen, Kevin Stefanski saying in his post-game, in his press conference at his introduction ceremony that Atlanta was a place he wanted to be. Mm-hmm. I'm sure for Kevin Stefanski, any place would have where he wanted to be in terms of being employed. Let's not get that messed up. So it'll be exciting to see. But I do believe that it's either a hit or miss with Penix Jr. I would think that Penix Jr. is going to be a starting quarterback because if he goes with Kirk Cousins and Michael Penix, why did you draft him? Like literally, why would you draft him? Kirk Cousins can go play elsewhere. Penix is your future. He is your now. So it'll be interesting to see what they do there. But I want to get our guest on from not born in Newark, but she's got some 973 blood in her DNA. She emerges with a lineage of innovation and reinvention, as a dynamic hip-hop lyricist, musician, and producer, a triple threat. Her work blends technical skill with vision, bringing 4 dimensions of hip-hop that are often overlooked or forgotten. Through her artistry, she not only honors a culture's roots, but also pushes the genre forward, expanding its cultural renaissance and spiritual depth. Countless acclaimed hip-hop acts and released numerous of successful projects. She's also a creative force capable of bringing dimensions to hip-hop that are often overlooked or forgotten, and standing as a triple threat for those who work expands the cultural and spiritual potential of the genre. Now, fast forward, this lovely lady Tye Phoenix that's coming on. We had the opportunity to pretty much meet, but also, I don't know, have our own little dynamic relationship last year in D.C. for DJ Nice Wonder's birthday party in D.C. on the rooftop where Bryant said that place was packed like sardines. But Tye, I appreciate you. No better time to have a successful black queen than on episode 49 of The Rewind, 973 zone in some degree. Tye Phoenix is here joining us live on our YouTube, The Rewind. Tye, what's up, baby? Good to see you. Appreciate you taking the time for you, boy. You look good, baby. You looking good. Looking good.
Woo! Thank you.
Woo!
I'm just sitting back listening to you guys like discuss stats and sports like knowledge, and I'm just, mentally taking notes.
Now, listen, Tye, you have a very important. This right here is crucial. Okay, because if you don't do this right, I'm not even sure if I'm going to invite you back. I'm being honest. So give me your Super Bowl pick between the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks. Right answers only.
Okay. I'm going to be transparent with you.
Please do.
And I learned more about what's going to be happening in the Super Bowl and the teams and the, who's likely to win. And I learned more in the last 10 minutes from listening to you guys than I knew on my own. I'm going to be very transparent with you. Okay. But from what you guys were saying, and I'm trusting your judgment, because you sound super knowledgeable. Seattle.
Fair enough.
That's what you guys were. I'm going by
Fair enough.
There you go.
I'm going by what you guys were saying. Listen. Or did I miss something? Was that not?
This episode
Tye, look, watch this stat. Rodney's been officiating and coaching and playing for decades.
Yeah.
I've been coaching, not officiating, but coaching for 3 decades.
Mm-hmm.
He's the baby in the room. Someone just got through wiping his ass 23 years ago.
Right.
So who are you going to believe? The ass wiper? Or
the ass white B. The ass white B.
Ass white B. Or the 2 OGs.
Well,
it's just what it is.
God, listen.
Tye,
I'm sorry, don't judge me. I have not been keeping up with the stat. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not that woman that when you guys, like, for example, you have a circle of men who are speaking very well informed about basketball stats and football stats, and I just leave the table. Does that make me the bad guy today? I'm sorry.
No,
it makes you the bad woman when you come on here and you talking about you picking Seattle to win in the Super Bowl. You damn right it does.
You're very good in my book. You're very good in my book.
How about this? I'm gonna predict either a tie, but they have to break the tie, right? So I'm gonna predict.
Never be a tie.
Will never be a tie. I'm gonna predict that.
Give us.
It won't be a blowout. It won't be a blowout.
Okay,
This is now. Remember, if it would be really ironic if I'm actually right, and then you have to come back to this episode.
Well, let me tell you something. Public service announced to everybody: when the Patriots win Super Bowl, Sunday, February 8th, there will not be an episode 51 because I will be somewhere partying my ass off.
Right.
Okay. But I don't want to think about loss because we won't lose. I got to stay positive. But Tye, I still love you. My love for you will never change. It's just sad that you let these two seasoned Black Kings mess up your trajectory of things and screw your head all up to say, hey, I haven't seen a lick of football this year, but what these two brothers are saying about Seattle, I'm gonna pick the Seahawks. But anyway,
Yeah.
let's talk about you. How are you? Good to see you. I know you've been watching this episode and wondering, like, damn, what did I walk myself into with this whole Super Bowl sports talk? Sam Darnold being trash, Bryant's a miserable Bears fan, Rodney being a Giants fan, whatever. But what's good? What's going on with you in your world? Talk to us a little bit about you. Some things you got going on, some things that's cooking, something that's coming down the line. Because the folks out there, I don't think we've had in our 48 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we've had someone from the music industry.
Okay.
Now we do have entertainment attached to our brand, but you are the first. So thank you for paving the way and coming on 49. No better timing to be our first entertainment piece artist, production person, brains, Black queen, successful surgeon in the studio coming on because, Bryant, he's had a lot of years spent in the music industry. He's done a lot of behind the scenes work with some different artists, but what's going on with you in your world? Give it to us.
Okay, well, I am constantly recording, constantly writing. As you mentioned, when you read the introduction, the bio, in addition to, being a hip hop lyricist, I'm also a producer, a musician, and I'm bringing everything, all those elements to the table, doing everything. I'm not like leaning more on one side than the other, just kind of incorporating everything and just doing my part to really kind of turn up the presence, I would say. Turn up the presence of women doing a lot of different things in hip hop. Because if you think about the subcategories of hip hop, as far as like women, the presence, women who rap being one category, women who DJ, women who produce, women who are musicians. Like, which of those subcategories would you guys say probably is the least populated?
Well,
Go ahead, Bryant.
But my thing, and I like the way that you're presenting this whole thing because there are few far in between with producers, female producers. There's hardly any. On the producing side piece, there's starting to be more hip hop artists as females. With Salt and Pepper and those guys when they came around. So it's starting to basically increase even more. But on the producing side and the music side, as far as actually be the one that actually make it, you can count them probably on one hand. So to be a part of all three facets of the game, that is a phenomenal move on your part to do all three because you can tap into all, especially you being a writer. So with Hakeem, we sort of have Hakeem on here to bridge the gap. He wrote our intro song for us. So and he's dealt with a lot of artists as well on the hip hop side and as far as the R&B side as well. So I used to work in A&R. So I kind of wanted you two guys and both of you from the 973 to kind of blend that whole thing together and come up with something that you both can get down with. And because it's time to get this thing going. So it was time for us to have you guys back on, and we got to have you back on when I get him going with his internet.
Wait. You can't pick Seattle, then come back on. What the hell?
Oh, yes, she can. The hell
I
if
don't
she
know
can.
the hell she can't. I'm
No,
ahead of
yeah,
control creative here.
Look.
Can I
would
make a score prediction? Can I make a score prediction? This is
It don't matter. You pick a Seattle, so don't go ahead. I'm gonna write it down.
How about
I'm
this?
write down for
If
public
the
record.
Patriots win, the score will be like 37-7.
Oh shit. Okay.
We know that won't happen.
I like that.
You like that?
Ty, you
That
coming
sounds
back.
realistic.
Baby, you coming back. You coming back.
37-7.
Okay.
Get the dookie off your lips.
Hey, Bryant, let me ask you this though, because Tye brought up something that I thought that's like really interesting. And again, I don't know really much of the music world. Rodney, I want you to chime in also behind Bryant, because with her being not also a musician, not also being a vocal talent, and also being a lyricist. Sorry, the tongue tied. I get what I'm trying to say. All right, that's all that matters. Her being in that space, from being in the producer seat, is that something that has been lacking in the music industry by default, or has it just been women not getting the opportunity to be in that seat to help produce albums or tracks or mixtapes, etc.?
Well, I think it's something that women wasn't exposed to early on when this thing first started, and because a lot of women wasn't involved in the hip hop game, it was just a few of them, so the interest wasn't there. But if you fast forward today, the interest has picked up dramatically, and so on the producing side, that's basically. The producing and the writing side is where the money is. If you produce it, if you write it, you got the income. You don't have to, you got to go out there and perform it for those performers, the ones that, let's say, for example, Tye writes a song for me. Well, she's going to get all the royalties because she the one wrote it. But I got to go out there and hustle, make shows. That's why I get my money on in my performance. So I got to go out there and sing it. I got to perform it. I get my money for the performance shows. She sits back and chill, and she get all the royalties from it because she's the one that created it. So, and if she does both producing side and write, then man, she's writing her own ticket.
Yeah.
So that music game is interesting, and it's wild, and it's cutthroat too.
Absolutely. To kind of piggyback off what you said, it's kind of been an industry that's kind of been male dominated. But right here from Jersey, we do have some people who have produced, written. They were artists themselves. You speak about the Lauryn Hills. I don't know how many people are familiar with the Tori Norton. She played on Power. But she's right here from Jersey. She was in a singing group. I believe it was 3LW. Those people were singing and producing and writing. In terms of females in the industry, you have, females like Missy Elliott.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily believe that they were lacking in the industry. I just believe that that the interest of women doing those things at that time, was just far and few between. So it's really good to hear, someone like Tye who's ready to blast on the scene and just kind of do a thing.
What? Tye, let me ask you this. From where you are now at this point in your professional career, what motivates you most? Because I think in all phases of life, once we feel like we've got to that pinnacle of like we have arrived or I have arrived, the work, the grind, the passion, it sort of like we take our foot off the pedal a little bit. But at this point of where you at in your career, what motivates you to just keep the thing rolling, keep being creative in the studio, keep producing great beats, great records in the lab, and more importantly, what inspires you to just pay it forward to the next generation of female artists or artists in general?
When you said feeling like you've reached a certain, level, or feel like you've achieved a certain set of goals, I never really people say sometimes you should have a checklist and you should check off when you feel like you've done something. Like I released an album last year, 2025, called Crown Loads, and one of my favorite hip hop sites, reputable sites, gave it Project of the Year. A very credible, like hip hop oriented site gave it, Project of the Year. So to me, that's an accomplishment. And that, that could be checked off of a list, so to speak, of goals. But I never really think of what I'm doing as I've reached an end marker. You know what I mean? Like I just think of you just keep doing it. And it's not like, oh, one day you wake up and go, I've done everything I think I could absolutely do. There's nothing else for me to do here. Like I never had that feeling. And especially the motivation, you asked me what motivates me to keep creating, to keep being driven, to, to just express myself artistically and to come up with ideas and to share what I've I don't say download, I say crown load. That's my word. To share what I've crown loaded with the world. What motivates me to do that is that I look out on the landscape of the world and I see things that aren't there that should be there. It's like you look at a canvas and the canvas is blank. Like the canvas is blank. But if you're a painter or you draw, you're gonna look at that canvas and say, I see a vision that should be reflected on this canvas. I'm gonna add colors, I'm gonna add textures, I'm gonna add shapes, I'm gonna add pictures or whatever of what I see in my mind. So I look out, and although there's thousands of pieces of music, songs or whatever, albums that get released every single day, I feel like the idea in my head is not out there. The message that I want people to receive, it's not out there. Yeah.
What is that message you want for people to know, like what's out there?
It varies. It varies. Like there,
Okay.
But if I had to narrow it down and say, like, what is it that I want people to receive from me? Okay. The primary message, I would say, okay, musically, the message is that we haven't heard the most appealing melodies, harmonies, amalgamation of different notes, and we haven't heard everything. The greatest song ever been written. It does not exist. So it's like that to me, that alone motivates me to create, because I'm like, what I could create tomorrow, versus what I created 3 days ago. Like I don't know. Like I hear it and I've heard it. It's on my hard drive, but I haven't put it out in the world. So who's to say what can happen when you share what you're creating out in the world? And then when you get into the songwriting component, like the different themes and the different messages in songs, you never know the message, the line, the punchline, the chorus, the idea of the song. You might save someone's life. You may give someone a solution to a problem that's been plaguing them for a week, or that you give somebody a motivation to do something. Like these are like lyrics, melodies. These are all ideas. These, these are all like expressions of creativity. So it's like you just never know. That's what motivates me. You never know.
Well,
Go ahead, Bryant.
One of the things that's missing in this industry is originality.
Correct.
And because I'm heavy in this game, so I and Monty can tell you that I have so many tracks that I go over. Yeah. And I get in my zone at 12 or 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm going over a lot of different type of tracks, and I send it to him, and he's like, "Yo, you must have been in your bag." That's how I am, because that's what I do.
Tye.
So I'm heavy into this, so I go over on in
Sure.
a day's basis about at least 200 or 300 tracks a day. And for when I hear a sound, because I'm very keen on sound, 95% of this stuff is sampled.
Mhm.
I even went back to when I saw one of my friends. I can't say a good friend because she said I didn't speak to her when we was in college at Temple. Was Renee that from Johnny?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I went and I saw her, and I went back to listen to a couple of her sounds, and I was like, all right, let me go back and see if I can find samples, and I did find samples of her, "Hey, Mr. DJ," and a few other ones. So I'm like, all right, that's not original. How can you go in there and create an album that no one has ever heard, no samples, no acoustic? It's everything is originality that comes from in here and within here.
Well, it's interesting that you say that sampling. Here's the issue.
Oh boy.
Sampling itself is not necessarily unoriginal per se. It depends on how the artist or the producer, we're talking about production now, the producer has used the sample. So you might listen to 5, 10, you said listen to 200 beats, right? A day. If you might listen to 5, 10, 15 beats in a row. And let's just say they all use the same sample, right? The Isley Brothers, Footsteps in the Dark, which is, is Ice Cube, Today Was a Good Day, and like it's like so many people, right? But I think if you keep hearing samples being used in a similar way, that's where you get into and I'm not defending sampling, or I'm not attacking sampling. I'm just saying that sampling is an art form. I have to defend it. It's an art form, but the way that the producer samples can affect how original a track can sound. Like sampling can be lazy, as I'm kind of intuiting that you're implying it can be lazy, meaning okay, I just listened to 10 beats and 5 producers use this sample the same way. But samples can be reinterpreted, chopped up, turned around, de-pitched, sped up, like to where you might not even know that sample is such and such a record. Like it's how the producer uses it. Now, again, I play an instrument, so I have the potential to create music that is uniquely mine. Like I have the potential to do that. So I personally have used both techniques where I take samples, reinterpret them, take samples, blend them with original production, like infuse the sample within the whole production. So it's not necessarily the focal point. It's just like an instrument. And it's so many, like if somebody plays a D, the D, like on a note on a piano, D, but they sample a piano note D from a record, and they manipulate it, like it doesn't, like they got it from a record, but they're manipulating it in a way where it pretty much can be a completely new sound. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's not sampling, it's not sampling that's the issue. It's the creativity and the vision of the producer who uses the sample that determines whether or not the beat is original, unoriginal, boring, experimental, like all of that stuff. It's subjective. It's all, music is subjective. Like what you might think is original and creative, I might be like, nah, I don't think so, because da da da. And what I might think when I hear a sample is like, wow, he really flipped that. Like the original sample is in D major, and he transposed it to be an F major and sped it up and then took the flute out, replaced it with the trumpet, and now it's like, but I hear remnants of the original sample, but it's been revised and revamped in such a creative way that I gotta give kudos to that producer. You know what I'm saying? So it's not sampling.
Right.
We're not throwing sampling in the garbage bin. It's not sampling that's the problem. It's the fact that you're listening to a lot of producers when you play these beats back to back to back, who probably are not that musically inclined.
Okay.
Because I believe that you have to be, I believe that whether it's samples, whether it's actual instruments that you're working with in your studio, equipment, you should be musically inclined. You should at some point in your life take a either musical class or like go to Guitar Center or whatever 2 days a week. Thursday, like every Tuesday and Thursday, 7 to 8, go and learn, like take piano lessons or guitar lessons or whatever. Like after 6 months, you'll be a whole different musician. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, or go to YouTube. I don't know, like go to YouTube and pull up a theory class or like I feel like everybody who does music should do that. I think so.
No doubt.
Well, I took the music appreciation class. I took it for a whole year, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So, Tye, I want to piggyback and I want to get Rodney's input after. Follow my lead here.
Okay.
You said you won what last year?
There's a hip hop site, a hip hop blog, and they are credible in the hip hop community. Pretty much a purist site. If you want to talk about purist like hip hop, and they gave me Project of the Year, and I was very. I was proud of myself. You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad we didn't get that little flinch in like he did last week.
No. Hell no. So, Tye, normally, right? Since like we have been like so blessed to like have you bless us with your presence and you to come on, and Bryant's never done this in his entire 46 episodes of him appearing.
Yeah.
He's never given his segment to a guest, right? Because his segment is his segment. That's what he wants to do, right? So he has a segment called Unfiltered, where the word unfiltered speaks for itself. However, we were able to put the powers at B with having such a great team, production crew that pretty much makes this thing work week in and week out. And we put something together for the people for Unfiltered this week. So without further ado, it's my honor, my privilege, episode 49 edition of Coach Gar's Unfiltered Tye Phoenix edition.
Oh shit.
Chris, take us home, player. You guys gonna enjoy this. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. You know, Chris is a little overwhelmed because he's excited. I would be too. I mean, shit. I was like, oh, we definitely gotta put that in there some way, somehow. Come on, Chris.
Awesomeness, real rap sorceress. If I wanted to, I could flex like a contortionist. Lyrics so torturous. Fly, make my own maneuvers. Got the streets talking like them Jamie Foxx clone rumors. Your flow so useless. Rappers' vocals be lifeless. Trapped inside their meta world and their mobile devices. Writing great bars from early morning to the night shift. You young Ray Charles, you lost vision. Mind sightless.
I couldn't give you everything. I couldn't. I just couldn't. But, Rodney, the power as B, man, when you put together a good product for the people, man. But Tye, like that right there, I mean, we might, can I like ask, I'll have to pay you probably, but I need to put something together for like Floss and Moss or something. Rewind of the week. Like I need like a piano.
Yeah.
Rewind.
Get you your own segment with some bars going.
No, not. Well, you know what? After the Patriots, when I might come out with a mixtape, it's going to be called where Bryant and Rodney and Tye was wrong 2.0.
I told you I don't take me out of it because I told you I don't even know. I have no knowledge.
It's in public records.
Tye, I got one question for you before we move on, because I know Monty, we probably have a little bit short of time.
No doubt.
Why is it that when I approach artists, they are fearful of coming on podcasts? Because I don't see any hip hop, R&B podcast shows for hip hop artists that come on. I see very few, but why are they afraid to really just jump on people's podcasts?
Really?
Yeah, there's a lot of them that I approach. They really are standoffish with podcasts.
To be honest with you, I don't know if I can fully agree with that, because all I see rappers on podcasts all day. Well, I don't know. Maybe
rappers, yes. R&B artists. I don't see many.
Wow. Why do R&B artists shy away from being on podcasts? I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know, because they really. I think R&B artists should show up as frequently as rappers do in terms of being guests on podcasts and being interviewed. Because right now, being a representative of for R&B and speaking up for the genre and really letting people know that R&B is still thriving, and I think it would be in any R&B artist's best interest to do that. I feel like right now, I mean, I saw Jill Scott. She has an album coming out, and she's definitely a veteran, legendary R&B. I mean, I know people often use soul to describe her music, but still, R&B, soul. They're like close cousins. R&B and soul.
Temple alumni.
Okay.
She's another Temple alumni. Jean, Renee, Jill Scott. They all went to school same time.
I don't know if you guys heard any snippets of Jill Scott's new album coming out.
Oh my God!
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I heard the snippets because she was frequenting several different podcasts, playing different songs and clips from the album. So what I'm saying is that the same way she's a legend, the same way she went around on the podcast circuit, I think other R&B artists should be doing the same.
Absolutely.
Jill Scott's out there doing it. Like, if you consider yourself an R&B singer, why are you not going out and speaking about your genre? Like, right, especially when people are being hypercritical right now and saying R&B is dead, I'm not saying I agree. I'm saying I've heard people speaking these opinions, like in the public circuit. They've been saying R&B is dead, hip hop is dead, based on chart numbers and things of that nature, like chart placements and stuff. So I would say, if you consider yourself an R&B artist and you took the time to go to the studio and make some R&B music, you should definitely be sitting down on somebody's couch or being a guest and talking about it, because people are really, the critics. I mean, the critics have been very, very unforgiving in their opinions about what this current state of R&B and hip hop are. Like
agreed.
So yeah, I'm agree with you on that. I don't know why R&B artists are shying away from being interviewed. That's crazy.
I don't know either, but I'm happy you have cultivated to come through to tear shit up and open the doors for others to come on this platform and bless us with their presence. Also want to give quick shout out to your son. Surprise. Quick shout out to your son for appearing on one of J. Cole's videos, cameo appearance, and a huge J. Cole fan. I mean, Cole since like 2007. I mean, I'm deep in the Cole bag.
Yeah.
January 28th actually is his birthday, so happy birthday, J. Cole. But for you, we know that your son has met J. Cole on multiple occasions in his younger years.
Yeah.
what was that moment for you as a mom to see that full circle of your son appearing with the great J. Cole?
I thought it was, what they call synchronicity. Like synchronicity is when like events in life line up and you can't really explain it. It just like I posted, you saw the post I shared on my page.
Yes, I did.
He met he and his sister both met J. Cole when he was like 8. They were at a concert. I think they were at a concert. They met J. Cole. So last year, this like I said when he was 8. He's like 22 now, 21, 22, something like that. I just lose track. But like, so he said to me last year, I just shot this J. Cole video today. And I was like, really? That's crazy. He was like, yeah, it's like this green screen effect and and whatever. And I'm like, that's wild, because, this would be the second time, like your whole connection with J. Cole. And so he said that he was talking to a friend the day before the J. Cole video came out. He was talking to a friend on the phone and he was like, when are they going to release that J. Cole video? When are they going to put it out? He said, I guess they're not going to put it out. And the very next day, that's when the J. Cole video came out. Right when he said, like the night before, he was like, they're not going to put this video out? And the next day, that's when it came out. And I was like, wow. Here's another little synchronistic piece of data for you. So 2000, I want to say 10, I won hip hop artist of the year at the New York Hip Hop Underground Awards, Underground Hip Hop whatever, I don't know, the Hip Hop Underground Awards. I think that's the title. And J. Cole won for the males. I won for the female artist of the year, and J. Cole won for the males. So this is like this whole J. Cole like
alignment. Alignment is all about alignment in life. Never force anything in life. You let it happen organically and let it align. It will work to fruition and then some. So
hey, I want that track I just heard. I gotta get the name of that one. I could.
Yeah. I might have to play that next week. Matter of fact, I got an idea. I got an idea. Yeah, absolutely.
But that was really cool. That was really cool. And the video is so unique because he's like, the song is about his life in reverse. Like it's about him telling I don't know if you've seen the video, but so he's telling his life in reverse, like from death on the way back. So Kadar, my son is throwing flowers at him at his funeral in the video. At his funeral, like he's playing he's playing J. Cole's grandson, and J. Cole is died at that point, and he's throwing flowers at him. And J. Cole catches the flower, CGI effect, catches the flower, and it turns into a notepad that he's writing, and then he's like telling his life in reverse. It's real abstract. J. Cole's brilliant,
He is. He is. I love you. I appreciate you, but don't go nowhere because this is the last segment of the night. And Rodney, I want you to agree or disagree with me. And I know Bryant some way, somehow disagree in whatever fashion, typical Bryant. And it's almost time for us to go home. So it's time for our last segment of the night, episode 49 of Floss with Moss. I got to put Tye. We'll figure that out. But Tye, when you see this, let me know bright ideas, what you think on what can be implemented into this segment,
Okay.
Lyrically or piano-y or whatever instrument, whatever, we'll make it work. And just let me ride. Because you just pissed me off when you said you're going for the Seahawks. So
I told you I have no knowledge of it.
It's time with Floss with Moss.
You got all the knowledge you need.
It's time for Floss with Moss. Let's go, Chris. Full screen, please, Chris, because I'm angry. Thank you, sir. Listen, Bill Pollen, I can't say what I really want to say, so I'm going to be professional. How dare you? How dare you make a vote to not have the most winningest, the greatest coach to ever walk across God's green earth, Bill Belichick, as a first ballot Hall of Famer for this year's Hall of Fame ceremony induction? You dummy. I understand that prior to you retiring, that you spent a lot of years with the Colts as general manager and team president. Understand the hats you wore in that building. From an organizational standpoint, from the day you walked in that office in 1998 to the day you left the building, I understand why you hate this man so much. And quite honestly, I don't blame you. I mean, from the span of 1998 to 2009, the Patriots are 11-6 against the Colts, including beating them in 2003 twice, including the AFC Championship game in 2003, and then flip side beating your ass twice again in 2004 and winning against you in 2004 AFC Championship game. And I know you're responsible for drafting Peyton Manning. That's cute. But the record versus Tom Brady versus Peyton, the numbers speak for itself. You sat up here. You have a vote. You're part of the Hall of Fame committee. You really had the audacity to vote no because you wanted to say that Bill Belichick should wait a year because of this freaking Spygate mess that came out 20 years ago. The same thing that teams were doing before Bill Belichick was doing it, when people were stealing signs from sidelines to coordinators to the tape. Are you serious? You dummy. Disrespect Bill Belichick like that? Flip side to it. Then you publicly come out today and said, well, you know, I didn't say that. You know, Bill Belichick's a great coach. That's all full of shit. That you didn't expect this news to blow up the way it did, and then you didn't expect to receive the clashback that you received from the football world, where you guys like Jimmy Johnson, T.J. Watt, Rob Parker, Patrick Mahomes. The list goes on in terms of great NFL greats to say, yo, how isn't Bill Belichick a first ballot Hall of Famer in his first eligible year of going into the Hall of Fame? How's that possible? So if that's the case, if we're going to put Bill Belichick to wait a year, are we going to do the same for Tom Brady when it's his turn? Are we going to say, well, Tom Brady, Spygate, he was a part of that. He was Belichick's quarterback. We're going to make him wait a year, and he's the greatest quarterback to ever walk across God's green earth too? I get it. Quarterbacks and coaches work together hand in hand. I'm sorry it didn't work out in Indianapolis. Yes, you got one Super Bowl against the Bears 2006. Congratulations. But as a front office personnel person, I am just sorry it just didn't work out when you played against the Patriots. The Patriots are just a better team. And to be honest, that's all I really have. Because really, what I really want to say, I can't say because of national, public, global airwaves. But the fact that Bill Belichick is not a first ballot Hall of Famer in his first year of being eligible is a disgrace to the National Football Hall of Fame. It's a disgrace to Bill Belichick and his family. It's a disgrace to the entire Giants organization that he helped build from the defensive side, and the New England Patriots as a head coach to help the Jets because he just said, screw that organization. I'm going to a winner organization, Robert Kraft. It is a embarrassment. And for every Hall of Famer that's already inducted, I have one message. Don't go this year. Simple. Because there is no way Bill Belichick is not a Hall of Famer this year in his first year. And that's all I got to say about that on Floss and Moss. Bryant or Rodney, if you got please share. Oh, don't fucking boo me. That's just the truth.
I got something. Who the hell's booing?
You didn't hear that?
No, I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it on my phone, but
it wasn't me.
Here's the thing, right? You have an addiction to two cheat gate teams.
No, I don't. I have an addiction to greatness.
New England and Michigan, they both got caught, and it's funny how Brady played for both. So it's just what it is.
It has nothing to do with that, Brian. The fact that the committee sat there and said Bill Belichick is not a first ballot Hall of Famer in his first year of being eligible is a fucking joke.
Look, screw the committee. I'm going to tell you why he didn't get in there.
Why didn't he get in? Since you
First is because of the
has
cheat
nothing to
game.
do with Spygate. Has nothing to do with it. Shouldn't.
Hold on.
It shouldn't.
But it shouldn't. But yet it was. That's one. And two, his girlfriend is 16 years old. It's just you know.
I'm 23. She's 23.
She's 23. But I'm telling you, that's what it is. They're not going to have a 23-year-old.
That has nothing to do. Whatever he has off the field has nothing to do with facts.
Image is everything.
Well,
they're not going to have her there.
If that's the case, image-wise, then why is he the head coach of the University of North Carolina when it's sponsored by Michael Jordan himself? Image, right? Image, right?
Yeah,
image, right?
They kicked her ass off the field, told her she couldn't be there, told her she couldn't have a job,
told her
they got rid of her. They got rid of her.
They got rid of her. Hall of Fame at the first ballot does not matter. They
got rid of her. They got rid of her ass. Yes, it does matter. Trust me, it matters. And that's one of the few reasons why he didn't get in.
Bill Pollan, shame on you. Rodney, your thoughts?
He got his granddaughter as his girlfriend.
Well, I agree with you, man. Like I do agree to an extent that image does matter. However, you said it yourself, man. One of the greatest. As much as I don't like the Patriots and everybody that ever played for them, one thing I can't deny is greatness, and Belichick is definitely one of those guys when you talk about football and greatness. Even with his stint with the Giants, he's the defensive coordinator for Lawrence Taylor. He takes the show to New England. He's the head coach for arguably the greatest quarterback to ever play, Tom Brady.
He is the greatest quarterback.
I agree.
Yes.
I agree with all of that.
And he won in Cleveland. Something no coach has done since he left.
I agree with all of it. So at the end of the day, you know that his image fucked him over.
Okay, that's cool. Great. Let's go. I can't believe it. Bill Pollan, shame on you. Shame on you and shame on you. I can't say what I really want to say.
Watch this, Monty. Jayla is how old? 26. Jayla is older than his girlfriend.
That has nothing to do with him being the all-time most winning coach in NFL history. I don't give a shit if he was dating a 21-year-old. I don't care. He's
him a trophy.
First ballot Hall of Famer, hands down.
He's got all of that. He's got all the trophies on as a great, but they're not going to put him in there. They're not going to put him in there because of his boo thing. I'm telling you, that image is terrible.
It's because Bill Pollan was getting his ass kicked when he was with the Colts as a front office executive and couldn't beat the Patriots, and he got tired of losing, so he waited for the right opportunity to stick it to Bill when it mattered most, and he knew when he got his good old boys in that room when it's time to vote, where it's like, hey, here are the 10 finalists for the NFL First Ballot Hall of Fame list. Bill Belichick's on that list. You know better than anybody damn well in that committee room. If I'm voting no, hey, Rob, I need no. Hey, Sally, no. Hey, Pete, no. And that was it. That was it.
Like, if we're gonna be completely honest, if you're talking about image, man, there's a bunch of guys that's there.
My point exactly. That's in the Hall of Fame with image issues. Let's be for real.
Yeah, hold on.
But I love Michael Irvin. I love Michael Irvin.
Right. Yeah.
Don't get me started. Hold on. Your guy, Ray Lewis, right? Ray Lewis, right? First ballot Hall of Famer. First ballot Hall of Famer. Oh, we talking about image, Rodney. We talking about image.
I get it. I hear you, and I get all that stuff, but not that type of image.
I mean,
what's the difference?
Ray Lewis was up for murder.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
What's the difference?
And I didn't agree with him being in there. I really didn't. I didn't agree with him being in there. I don't think he should have never got in there for that bullshit. But
Oh
they
my
did.
God.
Okay, listen. I'm good.
They did.
I'm good. It is what it is. We'll come back. I'm sure I will recircle this
Yeah, we gonna bring
at
it.
some point because
Just
I got to unpack that. I have to unpack that. It's a disgrace.
Oh my God.
It's a disrespect to the game of football. It's a disrespect to all the NFL Hall of Fame coaches in the Hall of Fame right now. It is fucking terrible. Terrible. I mean, listen, I can go on and on, but anyway, Tye,
Yeah.
Rodney, let's go home.
We know Micah Irvin like to snort coke.
I mean, shit. Hey, if he gonna go out there and get 150 receiving yards, shit, hey, buy by all means, go have it.
Yo,
But
him and Lawrence Taylor.
my point exactly. My point exactly. But we talking about.
Okay.
I'm good. No further questions, Your Honor. No further question, Your Honor. Tye, let's start with you. Any final closing remarks before we sign up episode 49? Tell the people where they can follow you, where they can support you, as well as any other things that you have coming down the pipeline in the year of 2026.
Well, all I can say is stay tuned in, tapped in, turned on. Who knows? I mean, every day something pops up I didn't expect. So in terms of collaborations, our performances, whatever, it's a lot going on. So follow me on the socials. Tye Phoenix, no underscores, no spaces. Instagram, that is TIYEPHOENIX. Tye Phoenix Instagram. On TikTok, Tye Phoenix 713. That's yeah. There's a whole lot we didn't go over, but like
Well, you when the Patriots win, you come back.
Oh my God.
You gotta come back because I gotta, we gonna make that collab happen.
Will you come back?
Yeah,
anytime,
definitely.
Anytime.
So yeah, Tye Phoenix. I would say, Instagram and TikTok. Those are the two primary social media sites where I'm the most active. Yeah.
Okay, so last thing, what is your word for 2026?
My word for 2026 is it's a phrase. The phrase, so it's 2 words. Okay.
Give it to me.
But we'll go divine alignment.
Ooh.
Because on my Crown Loads album, the title cut is called Crown Loads, and I have this line that says, "You do manifestation, I do divine alignment." So someone had been come to me, like a supporter had come to me recently and said, "That's my motto for 2026." She said, "That's my motto. That's you do manifestation, I do divine alignment." So she always posts the line or whatever. So it's divine alignment. Like you said, we don't chase anything. We don't try to force anything. We live in a very deliberate mathematic universe. Everything lines up the way it's supposed to.
When it's supposed to happen.
That's right.
Jesus, who's this girl, Tye Phoenix? Oh my God, blazing! Oh, good God Almighty, Rodney, give us your final words before we sign off, as well as where the people can find you on socials, as well as your word for the year of 2026.
I'm not really much of a social media guy. I do have a Facebook page, Big Daddy 01405. My
Big
thing
Daddy.
Big Daddy, you see it. My thing for 2000.
Big Daddy.
And what site is that Big Daddy page on? I'm just curious.
Facebook.
I'm just curious.
Oh, Tye, don't worry. I will tag him in the post tomorrow when the flyer goes up. You'll be able to see his name, Big Daddy. And refer requests.
It's just kind of funny. I'm sorry. It's kind of funny. I'm not really on social media, but if you're going to follow me on social media, my name is Big Daddy.
Yeah. But for 2026, I'm really just focusing on, helping my son on his journey. I got 2 sons that are very heavy playing basketball. The oldest one is in 7th grade right now, doing really, really, really well. He's trying to pursue daddy's footsteps, and my focus is just helping him and getting him to where he needs to be with his younger brother following right up behind him.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
Awesome.
Bryant, last words before we sign off.
Hey, look, man, I'm just focused and not finished. We got to get this thing rolling, and I'm happy to be here with you, son, and you too. That's it. Let's keep it rolling.
Focused, he said. That was the word.
Jesus,
Yeah,
who's this girl, Tye Phoenix? Wait,
focused and not finished.
Folks, and not finished. All right, folks, if you haven't, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel at @TheRewind_GSC3, as well as follow us on all of our social media platforms at @TheRewind_GSC3, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon. We're all on there. Like us, subscribe to us, play us on our audio, rather you're going to work, going to the gym, cooking in the kitchen, cooking in the basement. I don't care if you're doing, I can't say what I really want to say. But anyway, you get the memo. I wanted to give a special thank you to our producer, Chris, in 1990 Studios for their work each and every week. Congratulations again to our producer, Chris, on his first newborn. Shout out to our guy, Pat, on his relocation from moving to cold-ass Colorado to hot Arizona. Shout out to him. Our guest, Tye Phoenix, Rodney Rodgers, Bryant Garvin, Monty Moss signing off. Episode 49. We'll see you guys next week. Same place, same time, Wednesday, 9 o'clock Eastern time on our YouTube channel. Episode 50. I may put something together, and you never know. You might just see, some things change and down the line with the power of the manifestation and alignment. So we love you. Appreciate you. We thank you. Same time next week. And as I say before every episode ends, you know what? Tye's the greatest. Tye's the greatest. Tye and Rodney are the greatest, folks. Tye and Rodney are the greatest.
Let's go!
I was checking out the scouting report, and I don't see nothing but bums. You and your whole entire world know that I am the one. You and your squad ain't got nothing for me. Your organization is looking stressed, and now that you haters is running from me, I know that you see that I'm highly blessed.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, we live with your boy Coach G. Yeah, we live with your boy Monty.
You and your squad ain't got nothing for me. Your organization is looking stressed, and now that you haters is running from me, I know that you see that I'm highly